So apparently, with this, if I understand this correctly, I'm getting two completely different concepts here. Zoe Kravitz, according to these articles, and you go to the initial article, we're hearing two things. I didn't know if it was being referring to reading or read, or read as an audition, or read as in literally reading the lines, right? So I want to preface it with that. But if we've already, I guess you already know what my position is on, okay, if it was one thing, like you're literally saying a person can't read a line, a person can't fucking read a line, then, and because they're black, like that's literal racism. Again, it's applying a set of traits, attributes, or what have you to someone by way of their fucking race, generally showing some sort of inferiority or superiority. That's what the literal textbook definition ain't got nothing to do with institutional power or anything like that. But it's a non-problem if someone is, let's say, if someone is trying to be a part of something, and again, like it says, one rejection stands out, that Kravitz attempted to audition for the Batman film, but she was told she was too urban for the role. So if that's meaning that she wanted to audition but couldn't, and she was told that it was because she was of color, well, that in itself, that's a non-problem. Oh, and here we go right here. Oh, you hate black women and my racism. How could you say that? You're black. Well, first of all, she ain't nowhere near as black as I am. Let's get that fucking shit out the way. So she got something else in her. Nonetheless, it's a literal statement, right? So if I have, and I've said this before, and if that's what we're meaning, we're not meaning literally read lines. We're meaning that she wouldn't, or she was not allowed to audition because she didn't essentially look the part. If that's what was actually said, now I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I'm just assuming, for the sake of conversation, that that's what happened. They had these auditions for this role, whatever it is she's referring to. I don't know if it's Catwoman, whatever it is that she's referring to, but they were not looking for a person that fit her bill. If they were not looking for a person, let's say the character was originally white. If they were not looking for a person that was, I don't know, not white, that's a complete nothing burger. Like, that's not even an issue here. That's, well, they wanted a white person to fill that role, and you are not a fully white person. I mean, I don't want to use cliches, but, you look at something. Let's say there was which they seem to never want to do movies on. They rather just, have black Vikings. Let's say if we were looking at some African mythology-based sort of show. I don't think Ryan Gosling should be playing, if he went to try out to be some fucking African warlord or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't think he's I'm pretty sure if you're casting him, let's say Shaka Zulu, I'm pretty sure that if he was trying to audition for the role, the obvious thing that would be said would be, yeah, you a white motherfucker, and yeah, you too white for this fucking role. You're not black enough. I'm pretty sure that would be the position, right? So, yeah, if that's the point, and not what I initially thought, if it's just, well, you are playing a white or we're looking for a white character to fill this particular role, because this is the character that we have in mind. Maybe it's a character that already exists, considering this is DC Comics. Then you are not fitting the bill. That's a complete fucking nothing burger. That's a nothing burger. That's a complete nothing burger. That's not even anything to get offended at. Now, some people will, of course, because it's like, oh my God, my racism Black people can't get these roles and all this other shit. And I'm like, man, y'all got all this fucking power in Hollywood, and y'all don't seem to wanna have them make an adjustment and actually, I don't know, make roles with you in mind with original characters. Apparently that's just too difficult to fucking do. Instead, you take the sloppy seconds, which is what we call it. And again, you can't scream, my Eartha Kitt, I don't care. Sloppy seconds is what the fuck it is. When you could have played any fucking body else, or they could have created a character out of fucking thin air for you, tailor made for you. Nah, you don't get that. You get some character that we've already seen that is white as a motherfucker, and then you just accept it. Or in this case, when you first maybe tried to try out for it, you weren't allowed because they were like, yeah, we're gonna stick to it. This is what we had in mind. Look, man, I don't fucking see. I thought initially it was like, oh yeah, you're black, so you can't read. Like literally, you suck at reading lines. Like at a tryout, because generally, that's what they would do. If they didn't send you the lines beforehand, it's like, okay, here's your line, read it on the spot. I'm thinking something like that, not some shit like, oh well, we're trying to cast a white person in this role and you ain't white, so we're not gonna cast you. Like, what the fuck? Nothing Burger. That's what that is, if that's the case.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.